You know how I went to that local car meet in the last video and brought my Skyline and I complained that the car is a 2? Well, today we're gonna change that. We're gonna turn it into a 3 and upgrade the suspension. We're gonna be installing Cusco coilovers on this car. I got them on my gray Skyline, took them off, and now they're gonna go on this guy because they're $2,000. They're absolutely insane, and this car is gonna be the fancy one, the nice looking one, the one that gets all the attention and all the love. Well, the gray one gets kind of half-assed stuff and a little bit abused. Pardon the language there, but it's true. Anyway, I got all my stuff packed up, so we're gonna go to the shop and start working on this car. That way we can turn this car from a 2 to a 3. Car in the shop, and looks like I can go ahead and start working on. Wait, hold up, that's the wrong car. There it is. Okay, now we can go ahead and get started on this car. I've got everything out and ready to go. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. The goal here today is to fix the suspension. We're not gonna lower it any. It honestly will probably be lower than that. We're gonna try to keep it about the same. Maybe at some other point we'll adjust it, but for the time being, we're just gonna fix the bouncy, terrible suspension so we can have a nice, enjoyable, comfortable ride. So this is pretty much why I have to go ahead and change the suspension. It's blown on the rear. I did go ahead and take the nut off, and now there's just gonna be 2 more on the top hat, which is inside of the trunk. Get those, this guy will drop out, and then we can put the new one on. So pretty straightforward and simple. Honestly, when it comes to suspension work on the Nissan Skyline, it's really, really easy. I've already done it once before, I just never filmed it, and it was on the gray car that's back over there. I put Tine suspension, or however you pronounce it, put it on that, and took the Cusco coilovers off so I can put it on this. It should be as simple as just tapping it out of the hole. That's what she said. Oh my God. And there we go. It's out. Oh wow. I may have to raise that. We'll see. Nice, it's in the hole. When you don't have a second person to help you, it's nice to have 2 jacks instead. We're pretty much done with this side here, and before I start working on the other side, I want to lower it down and see the gap difference, because if this is drastic, then that means that I have to raise the car even further. I did raise it a little bit, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. So I guess let's lower it and find out. Okay, so that should be all the weight. That's actually not terrible. I think that'll work. Yeah, it should be perfectly fine. I'll go ahead and lower the other one, or raise the other one, just as much as I did that one. I did 2 full rotations, and that's looking like it should be fine, hopefully, because I really do not want to scrape the bottom of the side skirt. As you can tell, it already does it with the factory suspension, well, kind of factory suspension, so I don't want to damage it even further. not bad. Looks like it's the same height as it was before, maybe a little bit lower. Let's check the other side. Yeah, about the same. It would look so much better with bigger wheels, I'll be honest. This fitment is terrible. Like, look at that, that's awful. But anyway, we're done with the rear, finally. Now we can go ahead and start the front. This one should be about the same process. 2 up top, 1 on the bottom. Let's try to get this done in the next 30 minutes. It is, right now it's 2:37. Let's see if we can finish it at 3. Finally, we are done, and it's sitting exactly how it was before, which is good. I feel like everything's looking fine. I don't know. We'll tell whenever we start driving, see if there's anything that feels off. But overall, I think it looks good, and I think we're done. And current time is 3:05, so I only made it 5 minutes after what I said I was gonna make it, which isn't terrible. Doing a little test drive just to see how it feels, and right now it feels fantastic. It's much better than what it ever was before. Before it was really bouncy, floaty, the suspension felt just terrible, and now I can drive this peacefully and it feels great. It actually feels like a proper car now, instead of bouncing all over the place and worrying that I just hit my side skirts everywhere. This feels stiff, feels solid. It's not stiff where it's clunky, it feels proper. So really like the new suspension. I mean, typically driving through this area, I'm bouncing all over the place, and I'm not doing it. It feels great. You can merge over, you have plenty of room. There you go. Anyway, I'm gonna stop filming and driving and go to the house and finish it off at the house. I'm exhausted and beat, my pinky hurts, but overall, I think this was a success, and I'm really happy with the way the car turned out. We're finally back home, and overall, I think the drive quality of this is so much better than what it ever has been before. I actually really enjoy driving it now. Before, this car would kind of sketch me out just because I didn't really trust the suspension, and the fact that this wheel on this side has fallen off. It just, everything about just suspension-wise has scared me, and now it's finally starting to feel like a really good car. I still have a couple things that I have to do, like a power steering issue. I need to get the wheels balanced or just put on my second set of wheels, and then this car will just drive fantastically in my opinion. But overall, car feels great and suspension is great. I noticed whenever I was doing the coilovers that I said I adjusted them, and I'm not sure if I actually adjusted them correctly. And I'm only saying that because typically you'll have a locking collar on top and a locking collar on bottom, and then the bottom of the strut itself spins and rotates, and that's not how this one is set up. So I think what I was adjusting was the spring stiffness. I don't know what that word is called, I can't remember, but I believe that's what I was adjusting, which made it a little bit softer, and I think that's okay. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing when it comes to suspension, other than I know how to put it on and take it off, and that's perfectly fine. So if I do want to go lower on this, I may have to get a different set of coilovers. But I think ride height wise, it's perfect, especially with the new set of wheels. It will sit and look perfect. So I may not have to adjust it at all. I just need to test fit the new stuff and put it on whenever I get the GTR quarter panels put on, because again, this is getting the GTR style wide body, and then the gray one is doing the Rocket Bunny style. But that's pretty much it for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's not my usual skate content or art content, but I like working on cars, it's fun, and I like filming them, so hopefully this video turns out well, and if it does, leave a like, comment down below on what you want to see next with the Skyline, or with the gray one, or with the Audi. I'm making that face because there is something that's going to be happening with the Audi at some point here pretty soon. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It really helps out. And that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome. Later.